One of my favorite books of the Bible is the book of Isaiah. It is just a rich book, and out of all the chapters, maybe one of my most favorite chapters, maybe it's one of yours too, is Isaiah chapter 40. It is just full of pictures and messages and comparisons about who our God is. And I think right now it's great to just meditate on some of them. There's a couple verses that I think are interesting. In verse 12 of chapter 40, he says, Isaiah's asking the question. He's making the point that God is beyond anything that we have ever experienced, and he is just above. He's transcendent. And he says, "Who has measured the waters in the hollow of his hand, and marked off the heavens with a span? Enclosed the dust of the earth in a measure, and weighed the mountains in scales and the hills in a balance." He's asking, who's done this? This is who God is. God has done all these things. He's measured, he's weighed, he's marked off, he's enclosed. The whole earth, everything that we see, like these are enormous for us. These are impossibilities for us to do, and yet this is what God does. And it says he's measured them like in the hollow of his hand, like it's not even a big deal. Tim, this is the size of our God, the scope of him. But it's interesting, one verse before that, that's verse 12 of chapter 40, he says this, that's who he is. He's the transcendent, huge, enormous, all-powerful, sovereign God of the universe. That's who he is. And yet, in verse 11, he says, he will tend his flock like a shepherd. He will gather the lambs in his arms. He will carry them in his bosom and gently lead those who are young. And friends, that is our God. He is able to do anything. He measures the waters of the world, of the oceans, all the oceans, in the hollow of his hand. Like that's how big he is. And yet, his heart is so good and so kind. Compares him to a shepherd tending his flock. That just brings me hope. That no matter what's going on, no matter what today brings, no matter what the counts for coronavirus are today, this is the God that we serve. So I just invite you to meditate on Isaiah chapter 40. I'd also just want to let you know that today for Bethel, it is Pastor Jim Fleming's birthday today. So if you just want to love on him and make him feel special, that would be awesome. Hope you're having a good one.